Many South Africans afforded the chance to see justice being done live on television became armchair legal experts during the Pistorius trial. But what was it like to be grilled in the witness box and emerge battered and bruised at the other end? We spoke to forensic geologist Roger Dixon, who's still trying to live it down.
It's not a fossilized dinosaur claw, it's a single mineral.
Forensic geologist Roger Dixon hasn't lost his sense of humour. But he's lost interest in giving evidence in court after a harrowing 3 days on the stand at the Oscar trial.
I'm just glad the whole case is over.
Why do you say that?
Because it was rather traumatic.
Dixon is much more at ease at Pretoria University's geology department, where he works as an analyst. He says Pistorius's defence team approached him because of his police experience. But 18 years in the force didn't prepare him for the rigours of being a witness in South Africa's first televised criminal trial.
There are a number of people who refused to testify because they didn't want this, shall we say, this public witch hunt.
Was your integrity destroyed?
Not at all. Not at all. Just because somebody says something to try and get you upset does not mean that judgment has been pronounced. There's some statement of some lawyer. They're out there to break you. If they can't break your evidence, they try and break you as a person. Wood breaking.
By some lawyer, Dixon is referring to the state's Harry Nel, known as the Pitbull prosecutor.
You know, I'm going to be rude because you don't listen. The question was, is he an expert?
Mr. Nel.
Yes, my lady.
Please restrain yourself.
I will, my lady. Yes or no?
Nel mauled the geologist for days, leaving his reputation in tatters.
Are you a sound expert?
I would hope that my evidence that I present is sound, yes.
It wasn't quite the time or the place for witty puns.
Are you a sound expert, sir? Have you received training in decibels and sound?
Dixon was eventually forced to concede that he wasn't an expert in sound, light, ballistics, gunshot wounds, or blood spatters.
Analysis of visibility in the dark. Did that require any expert skill?
My lady, the instruments I used there were my eyes. I'm not an expert in the exact, precise measurement of light levels.
Nonetheless, Dixon describes his skills as scarce and says working for the police made him an expert in much more than geology.
You learn on the job. I've been to many crime scenes. I've examined many different types of materials right across the spectrum. I've had a wide and varied career looking at many different things. So I take all of that knowledge and expertise, and it helps me to be an expert.
But in this now infamous comment on Facebook, he implied that his integrity was being hammered.
People who know me saw that and they thought, yeah, Roger's making a joke at somebody.
Was it a joke?
Of course it was a joke. I wouldn't be serious about a thing like that.
The Geological Society of South Africa says as far as it's concerned, Dixon's reputation is intact.
There's been discussion within the geological fraternity whether he did embarrass or he did bring the fraternity into disrepute. In the Oscar trial, he was acting as a forensic specialist, which really has nothing to do with geology. So going forward, and this is my personal opinion, is that maybe there needs to be a forum around forensic scientists so that there can be guidelines set out and there could be a route to take if any professional acts in an undue way.
While his work as a geologist is still valued, his forensic expert days may have come to an end.
I don't know if I'm going to continue at this rate, because if every court case that's high profile is televised for the world to comment on, you know, all that collateral damage, it's not really my scene, my cup of tea.
Dixon isn't the only one who became a court casualty. There were our translators and probation officer Annette Vergeer, who testified in her private capacity about prison conditions. She recommended correctional supervision for Oscar.
I was not impressed at all by Mrs. Vergeer as a witness. Her evidence did not inspire any confidence in this court. Her method of investigation in respect of prison conditions and her use of outdated information concerning prisons in particular was slapdash, disappointing, and had a negative impact on her credibility as a witness.
Vergeer works for social services but was paid by the defense. And who can forget crime scene detective Hilton Botha, dropped from the case because he faced murder charges himself. He never went anywhere near the witness box, despite being one of the first at the crime scene. And of course, the biggest casualty of all is the man who once made Time magazine's list of the world's most influential people. He's lost properties, earnings, reputation, and now his freedom.
That's all from us this week. Please do give us your feedback. Our Twitter handle is @checkpoint_eNCA. Thanks for watching. I'm Ngepile Mabuse.